Hey guys, Dylan Tommy here. Gonna cruise tonight. We'll check out some of the species in the fish room. Started in the Brichardi tank because I noticed the two of these guys have really been hanging out on the substrate a lot together. The more vegetation I add to the tank, the more activity I see from them down here on the substrate. I mean, they're really comfortable being in this thick vegetation. And I see them together more often. You see we got two of them back here? Really been happy with their compatibility lately, whether they're a pair or not, and I'm still not too sure whether I'm going to see any breeding behavior, but the fact that they hang out together, it's a hopeful sign. I mean, they're not killing each other off. Really interesting tank. Plus it's just a beautiful fish to observe. I mean, look at this guy when he free swims. He's got that back background up against his beautiful silver body and that lyre tail. Oh, don't go in the dark, bud. Oh, he'll come back. But I think the black backdrop contrast against these bright green plants and, you know, a lighter color fish, it makes all the colors stand out so much better. Even the brightness of the shells kind of contrasts with the black backdrop. But I think these two are just the perfect specimens to keep in this tank. And if they breed, beautiful. Said that probably in every video I've ever shot of these two Brichardis. Because I've always been hopeful that they were in fact a pair and could, you know, possibly start a Brichardi colony in this tank, which is always what I intended to happen inside, you know, this 47 tall, extra tall I think they call it. I mean, it's a fairly large tank. I have some decent plant growth in here, so it looks smaller than it is, but it's a decent sized tank. And with just the two of them in here, they do very well. He's kind of in bad light right now. I wish he would get out from behind the plants, but he seems so comfortable in the darkness. Well, your buddy will go in the spotlight. Let's check him out. Although he's not as good looking. Definitely smaller, doesn't have a lyre tail, and even the colors are kind of drowned out, which makes me think he's just another male. He's just another subdominant male. But we shall see. Like I said, I'll always keep him in here. I have the other Brichardi that's still kind of being rehabilitated in the guppy tank, and eventually we might get that fish in this tank. But these two do well. I appreciate you guys checking them out. Like I said, I enjoy seeing them spending time together. Lately they have really been hanging out with each other. So it keeps my hopes up as far as them being a pair. I just don't know. I don't know. I'd like to think this is maybe just an immature female. I just don't know. And I'm not going to hope on it too much. Like I said, I'm happy with the conditions in this tank right now. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate you checking out the Brichardi. I could hang out in this room and film this tank all night, but I have a feeling he's going to hang behind this dark area where he feels the most comfortable. But I'll keep you updated, and we'll see what happens. I think I will kind of duck into the planted tank real quick, just to show you the sword runner. The last time I updated this monster sword, the runner had kind of coiled itself in that back corner. Well, now it's kind of worked its way around the tank, and it's back over here to kind of the middle of the tank, which I think is very cool, you know? I've kind of positioned it in such a way where it could possibly grow around the entire tank. But yeah, quick update on that. If you see the size of the Rotala, you can see that I trimmed that a little bit too, as far as the height. I took down a bunch of stems on this side over where that sword is. But the update is that this runner is non-stopping. Look at it. It's just wrapping itself around. Having fun. Having fun in these planted tanks. Love these beautiful specimens in my fish room. And like I said, if I'm lucky, I can get this little beautiful specimen inside that Brichardi tank where she belongs. But we'll see. Because the last time she was in there, she took a pounding. Him, her. Not too sure. That's why I've been very apprehensive about putting this fish back in that tank where it belongs. It's looking great. Its lyre tail's doing very well. I don't want it to go in that tank and just be dominated by those two other fish that are, you know, still much larger than this little guy. And it's looking pretty good, but it's just not even close to the same size as the Brichardi I have in that other tank. But again, thanks for hanging out, guys. I will keep you updated, no doubt about it. Rolling along in the planted tanks. I thought it'd be cool to take a look at Bushy. He's going to town. There's actually a little bit of hair algae right there. I don't know if that's what he's going after or just anything else he finds on the substrate. He has been the most enjoyable pleco I've ever kept just because of his size, you know, his rapid growth, and the fact that I see him all the time. He's a muncher. He's a muncher and he's beautiful. But he's right here out in the open in the front of the tank, kind of doing his thing. You see? He's right here. And he spends time on the driftwood and hanging off these swords. But I think it's great to see him right here. And there's Bushy. He's really been cool. Like I said, the most pleasurable, the most interesting plecostomus I've ever cared for, I've ever kept. And I hope to keep him for some time, because he's tiny. Well, he can get much bigger. We all know that. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm happy to show him doing his thing. I think he looks great. I was hoping he was eating the hair algae, but not likely. But Bushy will be around for some time. You guys stay updated, and I'll let you know what's up with my man. You guys tank on. Peace.